Hello, brothers and sisters. Here's Camila on spiritual education. If you are not familiar with me, please watch my introduction video and lesson number 1. I would highly recommend you to follow lessons accordingly. This lesson is about chakras and caste system. I'm sure a lot of you heard about these terms, but I still hope you're gonna learn something new today. Let's start with a simple definition of what chakras are. It's a subtle energy exchange points, wheels or vortexes of energy, which are related to a certain organ or gland in your body and produces a certain hormone. Most of the sicknesses and illnesses are coming from imbalance in one of your chakra points. Each chakra is related to a subtle body. Subtle bodies are various layers of vibrating energy that make up a human being beyond the physical level. So we all know that there is a physical level, but there are also other layers of our being, also known as auras. There are more than 800,000 chakras in our body, but we're going to be focusing on 7 major groups of them, which, as you know, are root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. Chakra system is not only related to our body, it is related to our soul development in general, where soul is going through stages or steps of development, and whatever has soul is in fact alive and has chakra points and going through chakra development. Let me explain this to you. What is soul development? It is our natural need to reunite with the source of life, with infinity. This is the main goal of every single soul that comes to this reality. No matter if it's a tree, animal, human being, planet, or galaxy. It happens to each soul in the same manner, which is Kundalini or Prana or life force raising up through these chakra points, also known as steps or levels of development. Each of them has a certain combination of energies associated with it. That's why when we are going through this stage, we develop certain qualities in order for us to evolve as a soul or a human being. That's how your personality is being developed. Chakra development system is also occurs in our lifetime, which known as psychological development. The way it naturally goes is when we are born until a certain age, we're going through root chakra development, and then we move to sacral and so on until we reach a final destination, which is merging with the source of life. This pattern again occurs not only throughout our lifetime, but throughout many lifetimes. First 3 chakras are known as horizontal development, and this might take hundreds of lifetimes until we reach to a point where we move to our heart chakra, which starts a vertical development, where we grow and develop much faster. By the way, if chakra development is not going accordingly, is not in order, that might create some mental and physical problems, meaning we have to be patient and grow step by step until you reach your high chakras. The same pattern occurs throughout human history, where civilizations are raising and going back in their development. It's a recycling process. The history repeats itself again and again. And we can see this pattern on a planetary level, where our Earth has its own soul and goes through its own levels of development. Right now, Earth is shifting from solar plexus to heart chakra, but I will explain this more in another video. Let's start with the first chakra, which is root chakra, associated color red, element earth. This is the beginning or spark of life. This is our first incarnation in this reality. It's associated with physicality and basic needs. It's sort of survival mode, and it's the closest one to animals. Vibrations are very low and it's very grounding. People at this level of development are gaining energy mostly from food especially meat. We're going through this level of development throughout lifetime since we are born until age 5, 6, or 7. For girls, it's a little earlier, for guys, it's a little later. In our body, it's related to adrenal gland, to bones, hair, limbs, stomach, lower back, and knees. If you have imbalance on this chakra, you might have problems with obesity or phobias. The main access to this chakra point is through your palms, soles of your feet, and tailbone. The main activation healing tools are stillness of the mind meditation. It's basically when you just stop thinking and keep your mind empty, as well as rooting visualization. It's when you imagine yourself rooting into the ground. Also, any type of physical activity, any sport, any type of handwork, walking barefoot as well. If we are looking at root chakra from caste perspective, it's basic labor, it's physical work. It's something that we are doing with our hands. It's something that's related to nature or animals. It's a basic motion routine that doesn't need a lot of intellectual work involved. The second chakra is sacral chakra, associated with color orange and water element. It's age from 6, 7 to 12, 14. It's when kids start to explore the world and make relationship with it. This caste gains energy not only from food, but also from communication. It's the energy of sexual activity and other physical pleasures. If you have imbalance in this energy point, you might have problems with addictions, any type of addictions. Also, you can notice people with hyperactive sacral chakra if they are lying or exaggerating too much, as well as hunger to any possible pleasures or extreme sports. In our body, it's related to gonad and intestines. From caste perspective, these people would be very much business-minded, very communicative, very good in sales, good managers, travelers, and merchants. Third chakra is solar plexus, associated color yellow and fire element, going from age 12-14 to 20-22. It's when our ego is being developed. It's technically our puberty period, when teenagers are trying to prove their position, when you are very judgmental, you are trying to put yourself above others, seeking for justice. It's associated with willpower and self-discipline. You can see this caste through politicians, which are debating, arguing, trying to prove their point, seeking for power, as well as royalty and kings, also warriors, police, judges, and even criminals, because most of the time they are doing their acts out of revenge, as well as sportsmen who have competition in their nature. In our body, it's related to pancreas and peripheral nervous system. This is the last point of your horizontal evolution. This is the part that takes the longest until you're ready to shift to your heart chakra. Heart chakra period starts from age 20-22 to around 24-28. Associated color green and element air. This is when true evolution of human beings starts. That's when we overcome our animalistic and competing nature and move forward to a superhuman state where we support each other and connect on a heart level. When your heart opens, you start to feel love, empathy, compassion, care, appreciation, and unconditional love. There are also steps in your heart chakra development, and the first one is accepting your own self. Only after accepting and loving your own self, you can start to share love with others. That's when the person starts to ask questions, when we start to dig for information in order to understand the meaning of life and the world around us. That's also when we start feeling energies and feeling unity with the nature. It's basically moving from three-dimensional physical reality into multi-dimensional energy reality. When moving from solar plexus to heart chakra, a lot of people are experiencing dark times of the soul. It might occur as depression, anxiety. You have to face your ego as well as fears. You have to forgive some people. It's basically when your whole perception on life is changing. That's when a lot of people start hermiting, feeling lost and not understood by others. A lot of people might lose their friends and loving ones because from now on they are seeing the world from different perspective. They are just operating from different levels of consciousness. They are not understanding each other anymore, almost talking different languages to each other. Going through your heart chakra development is basically an awakening state when you realize that you are not related to this society and the world is a pretty fucked up place. If you have a proper information and necessary support, that stage might go smoother and much easier for you. If you are going through dark times of the soul at the moment, please don't give up, knowing that there's much better and brighter future. On certain stage of your heart chakra development, you start to have hand sensory. In general, heart chakra opening is when our spirituality comes out. We have morals now, we have spiritual standards. We know that world is more than just physical reality. Also, changes with your diet might occur at that period. That's when you can't digest heavy foods anymore. You might switch to vegetarian diet. You can't consume any intoxicants anymore, such as coffee, alcohol, or cigarettes. Of course, because we still have our physical qualities, we are still able to gain energy from food, communication, but now as well from atmosphere and space. In our body, it's related to our central nervous system and brain in particular. Heart chakra point is the beginning of wizard or magician caste. You can see this caste in professions such as scientists, psychiatrists, doctors, any volunteer work, teachers, people who are working with nature or animals. The next one is throat chakra, which is associated with color blue and sound element. It's going from age 22-25 to 30-35. This is the ability to express yourself. These are your talents. This is how you communicate with the world and express yourself. This is when our intuition starts to develop. That's when you start to remember your past incarnations. That's when we control our mind fully and can manifest things in our life, as well as being aligned with elements and using them in our own service. This caste can be noticed in such professions as poets, artists, musicians, public speakers, healers. In our body, it's related to thyroid. Another chakra point is third eye, associated color purple and element light, starting from age 30-35. This chakra is related to our psychic abilities. At this level, you can be able to materialize objects, the ability known as alchemy. That's when you are in constant connection with your higher self, with your guides, with your angels. You are noticing signs of the universe. You control your dreams. You have developed intuition. You have access to higher realms. You can astral project. In our body, it's related to pituitary gland. And the last chakra is crown chakra, which associated with color pink and element space. This is liberation from the karmic circle and samsara wheel, known as enlightened state. Throughout the caste system, you can see it in prophets and saints. That's when you are completely dissociated with the physical reality. In our body, it's related to pineal gland. That's when we become an eternal beings, which are not afraid of death. I highly recommend Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. He explains meditation techniques and how to reach these levels of consciousness step by step. Don't undervalue lower chakras. It's very important to keep them all healthy and activated. Kundalini energy opens up and can flow freely only when you have all your chakra points activated. There are certain tools and practices that I can recommend you to work with your chakra points. One of my favorite ones is sunbathing. It's all about being in nature, surrounded by light, getting your vitamin D. Another one is eating fruits and vegetables which are matching the color of the chakra you are working on. Also, you can choose different color of your clothes as well as colorful lenses. Also, sound bathing or any musical instrument because each note is associated vibrationally with a chakra point. Also, visualization meditation is a great tool. You can imagine color light in a certain chakra point, giving it love and appreciation on your inhales, and on your exhales letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Also, I recommend aromatherapy because every smell also associated with different chakra points as well as crystals. Please ask me questions if I missed on some information or if you would like to learn more. It's such a pleasure to record these videos for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share. Have a good day.